What's going on, Spitfires? Welcome back to another episode of the Spitfire Podcast. I am your host, Lauren Lemunion, the Spitfire Coach, and we are dwindling down the days of 2019. I don't know about you, but I am ready for a new decade. And with decade changes, with anything, we are on the cusp of making a new reality. And this decade in particular is one that I'm super hopeful for because 2020 is all about clarity. It's all about creating the vision for ourselves, for our careers, for our families, for our businesses, for everything that we want to bring into focus. We have that ability. But in order to make that happen, we need to clean house a little bit. We need to start shedding things that aren't serving us. Now, a lot of times when people think of the new year with resolutions, they think about the things that they're going to add into their life. I mean, shoot, look at Christmas. We're adding things, the presents under the tree into our lives. And some of those things are not meant for us. They may be baggage, they may create clutter, and they may be disguised as really pretty packages, but as we unwrap them, they may not be for us. So this is where we're going to take a quick, close look at the things that are existing in our lives and the things that we're bringing into our lives, and we're going to be able to look at them through the lens of, is this serving me or is this actually hurting me? So if we're going to make it a nice alliteration because I love them so much, are they helping us or are they harming us? And the easiest way to do this is to look at our values. I keep talking about values, but if you have not done this exercise, there is a worksheet on my website, spitfirecoach.com/worksheets, that is all about values. And there's probably like 200 to 300 words on this worksheet. And the key is to scan them and to see which words jump out to you as feeling like they drive you or inspire you. And I've done this in the last week with about 10 clients. And what ends up happening is they want all the words. Sometimes I'll have people select words ahead of time, and sometimes I'll just show them the worksheet as we're on a live call to see what speaks to them. And what ends up happening is you'll find kind of word clusters. So as you go through the worksheet, you're going to look for the words that kind of jump out to you. You're going to just write them down. And then when you've scanned the whole worksheet and you've collected the ones that are giving you some good vibes, you're going to look at the themes. So which words kind of are grouping together. So for example, if one of your values is around challenge, well, what are the elements of a challenge? Is it perseverance? Is it strength? Is it focus? Is it clarity? Is it curiosity? And what you'll find is the more that you start to examine it, you can see what that leading value is. So what is at the root of it? So the quickest way to do this, because we could easily go down a rabbit hole and talk for hours about this, is to look at the word and say, well, what enabled this word to happen? What is the process behind it? So you actually are reverse engineering your value. So the challenge could be related to the process. It could be related to the collaboration of working with others. It could be the perseverance or the dedication that it took in order to accomplish it. It might be about accomplishment. It might be on the back end or on the front end of the outcome that it's related to of the value. It may also be just the idea of, what could happen, which is curiosity. So think about that whole process and which word sticks out to you as making the hair on the back of your neck go up, that little flutter in your chest. What's the word that gets you most excited? And you'll do this with each of those clusters. So start with about 10 clusters, or you might even get down to 5. But what you'll notice is there's probably going to be an epicenter value that sticks out. And this doesn't mean you only have one value, but it means that most of the decisions that you're making or that you're making that aren't sitting in this pool are what drives you or holds you back. So for me, my core value is around play. So that may seem like, okay, you just need to go on a jungle gym every couple weeks and you'll be good to go. But for me, play is how I connect with people. It's how I get curious with people. It's how I co-create solutions. So everything is around play for me. And that doesn't mean I don't have a serious side, but it means that the initial catalyst for action is surrounding play. I have another client where we discovered that her core value was around impact. So it was about the potential results that she felt that she was creating for others and for herself. So if she didn't know what the potential impact was, or she couldn't visualize that, then it didn't feel like it had a point or a purpose. So everything that happened in her passion and her motivation and in her self-care, she needed to have a clear trajectory in her mind, in her heart, and all of that stuff about her related to impact. There's also I had another client where she was talking and everything was leading towards connection. How was she able to put ideas with people and make something bigger? How was she able to connect other people to move things forward? So this takes some time. This is not like I'm going to go and scan, but and have a word jump out of me and say, yes, that's my word. And if that does, that's great. But this is a process that will allow you to select that word. And then if you have complementary words, then you can see how things work together in the way that you make decisions, in the way that you act and react. Now, going back to the initial point of the podcast, which is what is serving you and what is not serving you, you will know, and this is where like the mind-body connection comes in, how those values are being served or not served. So let's go back to me. Let's make it all about me. If it's not about play, so if something comes into my inbox or comes in through a conversation of an opportunity, actually, I have a perfect example. So I was asked to speak at an event, and it's 3.5 hours away. It's an unpaid speaking gig, and it's not really my target market. So to me, that immediately starts sending warning bells as this is going to feel like work. And that doesn't mean that I'm not down for working hard, but to me, if I have elements of play, it makes things flow through. It makes things feel easy. It's in my preference. So as soon as I feel like I'm not able to play, I'm immediately like, no. But what ends up happening is I start going through, well, can I make this work? Can I see how this could fit to my value? And as soon as you start to do this, if you start to negotiate how it works with your value, it's actually out of your values. So don't let your brain convince your gut that it knows better. Now, if you are in a situation where you feel like you have to do it, like if it's something that's mandatory for your job, you have the opportunity of saying, how does this actually serve my bigger value? So one of my clients has to do HR feedback forms for her team every 6 months, but there's a constant flow of this. And this used to be a source of stress and overwhelm and anxiety. And what she was able to do is connect it back to her value. So she has a value around community, around supporting her community. So she realized that by submitting the HR feedback form, it was allowing her to best serve her community, to show up as a powerful leader so that she could give accurate feedback and support her employee. So basically by giving the team really true and honest feedback, they could perform better. You ever like tiptoed around feedback because you don't want to give like the not so nice stuff? Well, she was able to put it as facts. What's the data behind this? And how does this support the community? So that's a way of actually being curious about your values and how they could be served rather than looking at it as not working. And the reason that it wasn't working for her values is because she wasn't able to see it from the lens of being supportive. But if you're getting these signals like I was just talking about, where it's going to feel like more effort than what you're going to get as a return, then that's where it's not working. So I've been doing a lot of reflecting and processing of what do I want to step into 2020 with? What are the events I want to attract in, the clients I want to attract in, the actions that I want to put forth in order to make that happen? Who are my dream clients and how do they fit with my values? So play is going to be at the core. So you best believe if I'm on someone's website and I feel like a snooze alert's happening, that's not where I want to go. But if I walk into a meeting and I feel that energy coming off of people where they just want to have a good time and in the process make some really amazing things happen, those are my people. So you will immediately know once you hone into this, you will start to attract those opportunities, those people, those situations in. It's pretty amazing. Or you'll start to see them. The things that are right under your nose will start to become even more clear. So head on over to spitfirecoach.com/worksheets, download the word bank. If you need a copy of this, hit me up, Lauren@spitfirecoach.com. You can schedule a session if you want to do a deep dive into the values work. It'll take about an hour, hour and a half. But afterwards, you get a values compass that I will create for you. It's pretty cool. And if you haven't picked up Spitting Fire, your guide to reignite and maintain your passion at homework and beyond, there is a full-on description of this and examples of the values compass. You can do this on your own. It's fun to do it with other people. It's even better if you work with a coach because they're going to ask those really curious questions to help to bring it up to the surface. And they use their fabulous intuition to be able to pinpoint what those values are and how they work together. But think about how you're serving your values. What's working for you, what's not working for you, and what are you willing to shed in order to show up as your most powerful self into our new decade and beyond. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you're getting ready for the holidays. You're getting all cozy with your hot cocoa by the fire. You got all your gifts wrapped so you can just relax and enjoy your family and your friends. And you're getting ready to sparkle, razzle dazzle in the new year. I hope this was helpful, and you guys keep being awesome.